Okay, welcome back to the continuation of our training. We are through with the domain name registrar. We are talking about domain name registrar, both local and foreign. And in the last video, we have explained what is domain name, an example of domain name, and then features of domain name. And like I said that most of the domain name registrar they also offer hosting service. However, I've only mentioned the name example of the registrar, domain name registrar that we have in Nigeria that you can go to register your domain name, and at the same time they will offer to host your domain name. However, the question now is, what is hosting? Because without hosting, your domain name cannot go online. People will know that you have a address name, but there is no place you are going to host them or meet them. So the question now is, what is hosting? Because that will lead us to hosting company. What is hosting? And as I capture on the screen, I say a web hosting service is a type of internet hosting service that allows individuals or organizations to make their websites accessible via the World Wide Web. You have the name. Now let me type domain name. We have domain name, which is your business name. Let me put it that way. Let me say your business name online. Okay, that is the name that people will identify you with online. That is someone, for example, now if someone wants to locate you online, let's say www.legitcashtutor.com. That is the name that someone will type in the browser, either Mozilla, Mozilla Firefox, UC browser, Chrome. So this is the name that someone will type. Now, like I said that your domain name is your business name online. You may register your domain name, your business name with CAC. For example, let's use our contemporary business, online, offline business. Now, you may register your business name with CAC, but that doesn't mean that you have started business. Some people may register their business name, whereas they don't have office or shop where people will come to meet them for business transaction. Do you get it now? So now having domain name is not final, but you must have an hosting account through which you can be able to people can access you on the internet. Let me put it that way. So in a layman way, in a layman word, I can say hosting is your online office. Let me do that. Office. So it's a place where your file, your table, your share, everything is available for transaction. So online now, when you are talking about domain name cannot operate without an hosting. So when someone click on this one, they must see something about you. It is hosting that make them to see something about you. Probably they want to buy something. For example, now if you go to jumia.com, if you just type jumia.com.ng, where is it taking you to? It will take you to see what they have to offer, their office content. So also, if you're in our physical business now, if someone give you the address of his office, where is going to host you, where is going to attend to you, where is going to do transaction with you, that is hosting. So also the same thing when it comes to internet website, your domain name is the address through which they will locate you to do transaction with you. So now where they are doing that transaction, they will see, the transaction on the internet is okay. They will see your service, they will see your picture, they will see your image, they will see so many things. For example, now let's look at the example of what you are looking at. You are looking at e-commerce. Now, e-commerce is a platform through which people will see your product, see the image, see the content description of the product, see the price, and please see the order button or buy button. And when they click on it, they will see where they have to fill their name and their address and every other thing. And now they place the order, they will see where they have to submit. For example, especially if it is pay before delivery, they will see where they are going to enter. Either they see your bank account through which they will pay and get the before and pay for the product, or where they can use ATM card, for example, Paystack, Flutterwave, or any other thing that they are going to use to enter their ATM card and make payment for that product. Now, what is that? That is hosting that make that possible. So it is hosting that make transaction between you and your potential visitor to your website to make it happen. Like I said now, if someone have your address now, your business address, coming to where that address, your business location is your host, and that is where you will discuss business with them. That is where they will make payment if in case they want to make payment. And when they make payment, you give them receipt, and as you are giving them receipt, you are giving them the service or product they are buying. So where transaction is being carried out is your host. And so also on the internet, the name of your business is what they will type on their browser to locate you. And now when they locate you, they will see all what you have to offer, and they can go ahead to follow instruction on your website to do the transaction, either to make payment or to make phone call or to do WhatsApp chat or any other thing. So that is a simple definition I can give about hosting. So hosting is your online office. And like you see, a web hosting service is a type of internet hosting service that allows individual and organization to make their website accessible. So it is a platform through which anything about your business online to be accessible via the World Wide Web. And there's a further definition saying is the place where all the file of your website lives. Can you see now? It is like home of your website. So that is just it. So now that you now understand domain name, that domain name is your business name online, such as legitcashshooter.com, and you understand what is your hosting. Hosting is your online office where people can make transaction, access you, buy from you, run transaction with you. Now, like I said, we have domain name registrar in Nigeria and foreign. So we have most of these people that offer domain name registrar. They offer hosting, that they serve as hosting registrar. So that is one thing about website design or about this domain name registrar. So many of them, they serve the dual purpose to be domain name registrar and at the same time hosting registrar. So it's just like someone is doing business name registration and also offering office, let's say shop apartment, office apartment rentage for you, where you can now operate from. So that is just it. So where you can take your business accessory like table, like your file, your machinery, and any other thing that you want to operate your business with. So that is talking about offline now. So now the same thing here. There are people that they do domain name registration and they say that doing hosting registration. So like I told you that now this will now lead us to domain name registrar. Let me say domain name and hosting registrar in Nigeria. So like I say now move forward. Now we have the same Google host. They offer the two, domain name and hosting. SmartWeb, they offer domain name registration and hosting also. QServer, they offer domain name and registration. And then Domain King, they offer, I doubt their own if they offer the two, but I'm sure that they offer domain name registration. And now, since you now understand domain name and hosting, and we have the local, that is Nigeria domain name and hosting registrar, and we also have foreign domain name and hosting registrar, and among them we have Namecheap, we have HostGator, we have Bluehost, and then we have HostWin, and there are many, but these are the few ones that I've used before or I know about their service. I'm using Namecheap, I've used Namecheap and I'm still using it. I've used HostGator before, but I'm not using it again. And then I know about some of my colleagues that use Bluehost and Hostwing and many other. But these are the foreign domain name and hosting registrar that offer the true service of domain name registration and hosting. And one beautiful thing about it is that when you get it from them, it helps you to reduce some cost. Some of them, if you go to Namecheap now, sometimes when you register hosting with them, they will give you free domain name. The same thing is applicable to some of these Nigerian hosting. For example, now HostGator, Whogohost, when you register your domain name hosting with them, they will give you domain name free, but it must be .com.ng. So they will give you free .com.ng. So like, let's say go global.com.ng. So they will add it to you. When you buy hosting from Whogohost, they will give you .com.ng free. So that means that they will give you free, and if you like it, you go for that. If you don't like it, then you buy the one of .com.ng. I will be explaining the one of .com only. We'll be explaining this one further later. And one good thing about buying domain name and hosting from the same registrar is that you will not need to do name server setting. Like you can see, I put something here that name server setting. So name server setting now has to do with when you buy domain name from another registrar and you buy hosting from another registrar. So there must be a way. There is what you call name server setting that will allow you that you point your name server to the hosting. You get it now? That is, name server setting is about now you buy domain name from me, and you now rent office apartment from someone else. So you must give me the address or the location of your office, so that when people are looking for your business name from my hand, I'll be able to point them to the office. So that is what name server is all about. You know, for example, now if you do domain name registration from one place and you buy hosting, there's no problem. Just like, okay, in the same, let's say corporate affairs commission in Nigeria now, they are doing business name registration, and at the same time they are doing office rentage service. So that means that they will easily locate you or guide people to how to locate you, compared to when you only do domain name registration with them, and then you go and register, you go and rent shop apartment or office apartment somewhere else. So in that case, you have to submit the address of the office to CAC, so that when someone wants to get information about you, it will pop out that truly they register you, but this is where you are operating from. So the same thing comes to the online business. So you can register your domain name with, for example, now you can register your domain name with Whogohost and host your domain name with Namecheap, and that is what I do. I register some of my domain name with SmartWeb, and I host my domain name with Namecheap. So now what I need to do is that I need to collect the Namecheap name server. I need to collect it and take it to the SmartWeb, so that when anybody, they can now direct people to Namecheap, that is where my file and everything is. So that is what it's like. Name server setting. And like I said, it is advisable that you buy your domain name from one registrar, so that you will not be bothered about setting your name server. However, one of the reasons why that may require you buy domain name from another hosting and buy domain name from another registrar and hosting from another registrar is because of service delivery. Most of the hosting they fail. Because hosting is like, now people are tracing you, and then they get to the complex where you are operating and discover that the entrance to the complex is under lock. You know what that means? That means that it's not only going to affect you, it's going to affect everyone that have shop or office in that complex. So more, and then if this one become a repeated occurrence, then you discover that shop owner or office owner will find a way of getting out of that place, probably because of litigation or problem with, I don't know. So the same thing online. There are some registrar that their posting is not reliable. I will not mention name here. Why? Because everybody has their own reservation. Some people will tell you that Google host is good, and some people will tell you that Google host is not good, and some people will tell you that Smart Web is good, and some people will tell you it's not good. Someone will tell you that Q server is good, and someone will tell you that it's not good. But me, one thing I said, that if you are just starting up, the best thing is you can register with either any of these ones, smartwebnigeria.com or Google host, that is with between 5,500 to 6,000. You can register with any of the local Nigeria registrar and start. But if you pay, that one will take care of domain name and hosting. This one will take care of domain name, that is .com.ng. I think .com.ng domain name. The .com.ng domain name. That will, if you take a with 5,500 to 6,000 naira, they will be able to get to .com.ng domain name from any of these, either Google host, Smart Web, Q server, and any other local registrar here in Nigeria. So you can get hosting and domain name from them. But if you have enough budget to spend, then I will advise that get domain name from any of this one, maybe .com.ng, that is 1,100 naira, and then you can now get a hosting from Namecheap. That is my recommendation. And then in that case, you'll be spending something as much as let me say $2.8 per month. So, and then you can now with that now you can subscribe for 12 months. So that means that $2.8 times 12, that is talking about let me quickly see, we're talking about let's look at 2.8 $2.88 times 12 times 12. That is $34. Let's say roughly $35, and now times, let's say 450, the current dollar exchange rate. So that is 15,552, and plus 1,100 naira for domain name. So that means that if you have enough cash of 16,000 to 17,000 naira, you can just go for Namecheap. In the absence of that, I will advise that you consider with 6,000 naira, then you can start with either Google host or Smart Web or Q server. However, in the course of this training, if you want a reliable Nigerian hosting registration, or you want to register, I have a friend that he has a big bandwidth that he share bandwidth with Namecheap or one of these foreign company, one of these foreign registrar, that with 6,000 naira you can get a domain name and hosting. You can get, I think, 6,005 the domain name and hosting, but it will be .com.ng. You can get it from him. So if you need it, just contact me. You can contact me through my contacts, or just contact me through my email address. Send an email to me at support@legitcashtutor.com, or WhatsApp me on 08188008252. So for arrangement on how you can get a .com.ng domain name, .com.ng, .com .ng domain plus web hosting at 6,500 for a year, and which is renewable, and then you renew after 12 months. So yes, after 12 months. So that's just it. So normally, either from domain name, any of these one that I mentioned, you have to renew it after 12 calendar months. So if you want this offer, just contact me through this line, through this email address, or through my WhatsApp contact to get domain name extension plus hosting at 6,500 for 1 year. Then you renew it after that. So that is where we are going to stop today's day 2 training of our ongoing 2-in-1 mini e-commerce store creation demystified training now. So if you have any question, once again, always contact me through this email address or through my WhatsApp, and then I will surely get back to you. Any question towards your setup. So one assignment I will give you, that just go and play around. Go to domainking.com. I think .com. Is it .com? Let me see. Confirm it. .ng to see. Go to www.domainking.com.ng to go there and play around with how to create and see the domain name, how to create domain name. Just go there and visit it and see the pricing of domain name and their extension. So there you will see the cost of domain name with .com, .ng, .com, .org, .net, .com, .ng, .edu, .edu, I think let me see, .ng, then I think let me see, I think .com, .org, .net, .com, .ng, .edu. Okay, so go to, this is the homework or class work that you are going to do, the practical things that you are going to do. Go to www.domainking.ng to check the pricing of domain name and their extension. You check the pricing of domain name or with a domain name with the extension of .com, .org, .net, .com.ng, .edu.ng. So just you can create your own domain name. For example, now you can say your name. For example, now my name is Oludele, so I can just say Oludele .com or .ng. So just play around with what is domain name pricing for any name that you want to use, and then check the domain pricing for the .com.ng, .net, .com.ng, .edu.ng. So I'm giving your feedback through email within the next the next 24 hours. I'll be expecting it, and just send it to support at legitcashtutor.com. So I'll be expecting it. Thanks once again for watching and for your time. See you in the day 3 of our training, where we shall now start with domain name registration proper, and then with other other aspects. So we continue from here in the day 3 of our training, and we're talking about, we start with domain name registration. We look at domain name and hosting registration proper, and this time I'll be looking at the practical step by step of how to register your domain name and your hosting, and using one of the local hosting company and one or any of the international platform also, to demonstrate what it means to register your domain name and your hosting. Once again, it has been the voice of Olule Latunishi, and I want to thank you for your time and for your audience and for following this far in this ongoing training. See you in the day 3 of our training. Then we now begin to talk about the practical step to register domain name and hosting online. God bless you. See you then. Bye.